Hi, Harry. It's Sam at Space ITV. I wonder if you get the sense of frustration, because a lot of the group games that you've had to play in World Cup qualifying, you've come up against teams that will back up against you, play a low block. As a striker who's desperate to score goals, do you get the same sort of sense of frustration as some of the supporters get when they're watching those games?
Yeah, I think it's understandable. Every game up until now in this group has been, like you said, against a team that almost are happy to sit back and just kind of try and not make it 4-5-0. So you have to be patient in those moments. I feel like we've had spells where we've handled that well. We've had some moments where we can improve on. I think tomorrow night will be different. I think tomorrow night, Serbia are a really good football team. They will try and play, especially here at home. They'll try and probably press us higher up the pitch and make it difficult. But yeah, going back to them games as a striker, it's not going to be tens of chances in the game. You have to kind of take your maybe one or two that you get. Up until the game a couple of days ago, I was able to kind of get on the score sheet. So as a striker, you're happy to help the team. But as always, you're looking at areas to improve. And I still feel like as a team, and we can get better at breaking down low blocks. But ultimately, any team you face now, no matter where they're ranked in the world, if they go in a 5-4-1 and have a good tactical understanding, they can make it difficult, and that's kind of what we've been up against. So, of course, we'd have loved to have won those games, maybe by more goals, but ultimately, we've done what we had to, and we learn from it and move on to the next one.
You come up against someone like Milenković tomorrow, have seen in the Premier League, and who's had a good spell with Nottingham Forest. Do you relish that battle?
Yeah, I always want to play against, the best opposition. As a striker, you're going to come up against some great defenders in different aspects. Tomorrow will be a physical game. Tall, strong defender that, I'll have to, maybe try and find different ways to bring the best out in me. But, throughout my whole career, I've loved any challenge. I've loved these type of away games. I feel like they bring the best out in me. So tomorrow will be no different. I know what to expect. I know it's going to be difficult, but I'm just looking forward to being out there and trying to hopefully help my team get one step closer to qualifying.
Hi, Harry. The other day you didn't have too many touches, and then you go back to the Euros, people complain that you're having too many touches deep. I just wanted to ask, what is the manager asking you to do? And is the challenge, I guess, for your teammates to find you?
Yeah, I think I've always said in different games against different opposition will always determine that. When you're playing the game a couple of days ago where you're playing against 11 men behind the ball, there's no point really me coming behind the ball as well. We've got enough players who can have those touches and create space. Tomorrow might be a little bit different because if they're trying to press us a little bit higher, they might allow me to come and get the ball and maybe try and bring a bit more tempo to the attack. But yeah, the game the other day was more, I felt like we could have been a little bit more direct with crosses, and both our goals come from that aspect. We got into good areas and maybe sometimes just overplayed a little bit. So from a striker's point of view, of course I want as many balls in the box, and hopefully I can get on the end of a few of them. But in terms of my role from the manager, it isn't specific. Each game will change a little bit, and tomorrow night might be a little bit different to the game against Andorra.
Did you also see what Milenković said earlier? He said that he probably won't, or the team won't follow you man to man. They'll wait for you to come into their zone. Is that something you've come across before, when they aren't going to follow you, they're waiting for you to? And how do you deal with that?
Yeah, again, for me, I'll find out on the pitch, obviously. I'm not going to take his word for it because you never know what might happen. But there's games where defenders like to man mark me when I'm in the box, and sometimes I find it better when I drop and then arrive later. I actually find I get more chances that way. And then, it depends if they're marking zonal. It might allow me to stay higher up and try and get on the end of things that way. So they're all kind of things we look at. We have an idea of how we think they like to defend, how they like to play. But ultimately, until you're out on the pitch, you never really know. And I think that's where, experience and, just game understanding come into it, and you kind of decide then and there.
Hello, Harry. Nikola Lucic, ATV Banja Luka. What do you think is going to be the main difference from that game you played against Serbia on UEFA Euro Championship last year? It was a very tough game. Serbia has pretty much the same team, but you guys have made some changes.
Yeah, we expect a similar game, to be honest. That was a really tough game in the Euros last summer, and I thought for large parts of that game we controlled it well. Probably the second half we look at as a game that we could have done a little bit better. Serbia were really good in possession, and we struggled to press the way we wanted to. So yeah, tomorrow, we have to go with loads of energy. We have to make it as difficult as we can for them. If we give them too much time, they have enough quality in the team to hurt us. And so we're going to go aggressive. We're going to try and be on the front foot. As always, it's not the easiest thing to do, especially away from home with the atmosphere, with the crowd. But hopefully we can come out with that energy and really take the game from minute one.
In the middle here.
Hello, Slobodan Maričić from BBC Serbia. You mentioned Milenković, but how do you see the attacking side of Serbia? Your colleagues, strikers, Mitrović and Vlahović could possess a great threat to your squad.
Yeah, some great attacking players. Obviously, Mitrović I've come up against him in the Premier League quite a lot, and a great goal scorer, physical, hard to handle, uses his body well, switches play well, and then in the box, 1v1, he can be really dangerous. So whoever plays tomorrow night, we know it's going to be, they're going to have threats that we're going to have to stop. We're going to have to defend well. We're going to have to defend our box well. Hopefully we can counter that by having more of the ball and trying to keep the play in their half. But ultimately, like I said, this is a dangerous team. We know from last summer, we know from watching the clips leading up to this game that they can be dangerous, and we have to be ready for that.
In the middle here.
Hello, Sara Milićev, Portal. What do you think about that English media criticizing you often besides England win every single game? What do you think about that? Media pressure on England even though you win?
Good question. I think I've been long enough now an England player that sometimes you're going to win football matches and there's still going to be a big conversation about how we won or what we should have done or who should have played, and that's part and parcel of it. I think we have so many great players in the England team. We have so many great players who are not with the England team, and of course there's always going to be opinions. I think what's important is that amongst the group, amongst us, we know what we're trying to do. We know how difficult some of these games are. We know how frustrating some of these teams can be to play. So ultimately, it's about qualifying. We want to be in America next summer. Sometimes it's taken for granted a little bit. We're just expected to be there, but we know the work we put in. We know the detail in every meeting, in every training session that gets us to where we are. And that's all we're focused on. We can't control the noise on the outside. That's always going to be there. That's part and parcel of getting to this level, and you just have to deal with it.
We have a lot to write and report, and we've spent a lot of time talking about what the identity is of this England side under Thomas Tuchel now. You know the manager as well as anyone. What would you say he's trying to instill in you as England's identity?
Yeah, I think he's trying to be fearless. He's trying to make us have that energy where we go into any game against any opposition, and this is the way we play. This is the way we press without the ball. This is the way we keep the ball. I don't think the games have been easy to kind of show that so far. Like we touched on a little bit earlier, when you're coming up against the same sort of 11 men behind the ball, it can be a little bit frustrating. We probably haven't shown our best qualities. Also, there's been players missing in this camp who are important players. Obviously, Jude not here, Bukayo, Stonesy was here for a little bit. players who play a big part in what we're trying to build. That's given other players opportunities to show what they can do. But maybe tomorrow night we'll get the best version of ourselves. We'll get the best version of how the boss sees us, and that's what we're trying to do in every game. But look, the messaging we get is that he's happy with us. We're happy in the direction we're going. And hopefully we can show that in the game tomorrow.
Okay, we're getting better. We're getting better. We will face, if we are aggressive and if we are front-footed and if we are disciplined and we put in the necessary effort of the ball, we will hopefully win the ball early and have again a lot of the balls. Players want to have the ball. They're used to have the ball and dominate matches. This can then lead to another low block in a 5-4-1, maybe in a 5-3-2. But every match is different. Every opponent plays it different, plays with different behaviors within the structure, play with different distances in between the lines. So we have to play. We have to take advantage of the spaces that they show us tomorrow. We did not struggle so much, but it is difficult to break down a low block, a low deep block in a 5-4-1. There's no secret about that. But I think we have progress. I'm happy with the work in camp. I'm happy with the attitude of the players, and I think we're getting there. I say it because I'm absolutely convinced. I see what I see. I feel what I feel, and I think we will get better and better. We are very clear about how we want to play and how we want to break it down, and players will show their quality tomorrow.
Who do you see as the biggest threat to your squad tomorrow?
In our squad or in your squad?
Biggest threat from Serbia to your squad?
Well, I think you play very flexible. I think you play if you have the ball, you play very flexible. You build up in a back three, but the back three is very wide from times to time. So the six drop in and build a new back four, a new back five. Very, very flexible. We need to have quick answers to that. Then you play with high wing backs who are both very, very attacking minded. Both have very strong crosses. Both with the left foot normally, and then your strikers number 10, super dangerous. They love to play with each other. They play their 1 and 2s. They can play blind, and they know where the other one is, so they're looking out for each other, and we are aware of it. The team is prepared. We did our defensive meeting and training today, and hopefully we can prove the point tomorrow.
Sara Milićev, Portal. Are you afraid that Dusan Vlahović will continue his scoring goal? He scores 3 goals in last 3 games. Are you afraid of that he will be very good tomorrow?
No, I'm not afraid, but I'm aware of his quality. But I think 3, I'm always a bit superstitious, and the number 3 is a nice cycle. I think 3 is enough. We don't need to go to 4 or 5. There's no need for that, but jokes aside, no, it's top quality, and of course he's a top striker, top international striker. We are aware of his movements, we are aware of his finishing skills, and it will be a team effort to not allow too many chances.
Hello, Thomas. A few months ago you mentioned that it wasn't ideal seeing Harry Kane play so deep during the Euros. You'd rather have him a bit high up, but of course the other day he didn't have many touches. How do you plan to get more out of him, higher upfield?
I don't worry about Harry. Harry is ready to score in every game. It will always happen, and it happens in the modern game not only to Harry, that a number 9 who plays in and around the box and is then in the middle of the traffic, in the middle of a low block 5-4-1, has not a lot of touches. I'm happy that he resists maybe the temptation to go into deep midfield to have some touches, because I want him in and around the box. This is his outstanding quality. He's our number 1 goal getter and our number 1 scorer, and this is where we want him to have. No worries about Harry and about his role. We will feed him, he will score, that's what he does, and will not stop. We play the game how it plays out, and we were very strong. I think it was teamwork in its purest form. We helped each other out. We had the right intensity in the right moments. We put the work in to not allow one shot on target for for a strong home team. And if you want to do this, you need to support each other. You need to play disciplined and keep the intensity up. This is what we did, and players did excellent. So full credit to the team. We had, I told you before, we had a brilliant week from start to finish, and this was the proof of it.
Charlie White from The Sun. Would you sum that up as the perfect performance?
No, there's no perfect. There's never a perfect performance. But for today, it was a very, very good performance. I just can repeat myself. We had a brilliant week, and I told you yesterday, I see what I see and I feel what I feel, and I'm just glad for the players that they could show to the fans, who were excellent, by the way, and to you guys and our fans at home, what we're capable of, and how this team worked together and was together in this camp. That's what I'm most happy for. And
is Elliot Anderson the biggest and most important find of this international break for you? And just talk to us about his contribution over the 2 games and again there tonight.
I struggle to put these labels on the players because it doesn't help if it's someone is the most important and the most important person who's missing and who's playing and in the ranking. I simply don't do this. Elliot was deserved. First of all, Elliot deserved to be with us. Because he did excellent for his club and for the under-21s. That was very impressive. Then when I saw him perform in the under-21s final, I had the idea that maybe he can be a number 6 and will maybe play into his strengths. And he was excellent in camp, like everyone else. The group made it as easy as possible for him, but he did he did all the effort that is needed, and he had 2 excellent performances throughout. So now it's on him to keep it going and to keep also the lightness with him and the freedom with him that he needs for his game. He's just a very, very good football player and was a very good teammate in camp.
Can I ask you about another player, Noni Madueke? So this was his first England goal. He's only been an England senior international for a year.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of competition with Saka in that position for club and country. But could you just talk about what he brings that's different to other sort of wide attacking players?
Well, he has the speed and he has the ability to win one-on-one duels. He has the speed. For me, the most important. I'm very happy that he scored today and is involved in goals because this is something he needs to add to his game. Efficiency, being involved in goals with assists and finishes and goals. So that's why I'm very happy today because he played with the hunger and with the directness. And on top of it, he needs to stay focused. And I'm the most happy about his attitude today. The reaction after ball losses, the work that he put in to help Reece, because we played a back 4 against the back 5, so to help against the wing backs. And to push forward again into pressing. So the work rate is what I like the most in his performance today. And from there he's fast, he's direct, and he likes to dribble. That's what we want from him.
And you talked a lot about trying to create an identity. When you get a performance like that, I mean, what can that do as you try to build towards next summer? What can that do for the group?
That's exactly what we needed. I said yesterday, I have the feeling that this game and this occasion will bring out the best in us, and I feel that I had a point because I told the players, I did not only tell you that we have a brilliant camp, and I love what I see and I feel what I feel during camp on a daily basis. Then we had a bit of a stop-start game against Andorra, and result was maybe not the result that everyone expected from us, and I kept them in the belief. But at some point, you need to prove it also as a player. It's not just only words from your coach. And they kept on doing, and I think they kept on believing, and they felt themselves that this is the spirit that we need in camp, and that will give us the extra level of quality. Because just today, I think we saw a hard-working team, and we saw a team that worked together non-stop. They never stopped working, they never stopped pressing, they never stopped defending, they never stopped helping each other out, and that's how it should be.
Mike here.
Hi, Thomas. Was it important to get 5 different goal scorers? Sometimes when Harry Kane plays, they call it the Harry Kane team when he plays, and there's a lot of pressure on him to score as well.
Yeah, but he plays also very selfless. Look at him. Harry's the first one today to initiate the press. He dropped a bit more in midfield because we felt, and he felt, that they don't follow him as aggressive as the team from Andorra. You know, guys, I said we put all the effort in against Andorra, but you don't get the praise for it. So today I'm happy that the players get the reward and that they have this outstanding result in a very, very difficult environment, that they performed on this level. And it's, of course, it's a perfect result, and it's a perfect moment for having 5 different goal scorers, of course.
Marcus Rashford looked really, really motivated when he came on as well tonight. Gets his first goal, I think, for 2 years. Is it especially satisfying when you've played like that for 70 minutes and you get players coming on just really eager to make that impression as well?
I think that the players again, even in a match where we were not happy against Senegal, but again against Andorra, and again today, made a huge impact from the bench. This is what I felt from this group. And even also Jared on the right side was excellent straight away. Marcus was excellent and hungry to be involved in goals, and this is exactly what we need. So the compliment goes to the whole group, really the whole group. Everyone was ready to come from the bench. Everyone was ready to start, and Oli the same was straight away involved in a goal. And so I was more than happy to give some minutes to Jordan and give a debut to Chet. That's the energy that we need. That's the attitude. That is the right attitude to make steps forward. And we showed that today.
Did you expect such a poor performance by Serbia? And were you surprised that Mitrović, Samardžić, and Kostic weren't in first 11?
We knew that Mitrović is very dangerous together with Vlahović. We prepared for that, but my opinion was that he maybe would not start because of lack of match minutes. Listen, you didn't lose for over 2 years, I think, in this stadium, and I think we were very strong today, and we were very strong in the details. We were strong in the duels. We were strong in helping each other out. We had a physical team. We had a team that was ready to run, that was happy to run, and to make it a physical game. We were strong on the ball. And the moments we scored in the right moments, I think it was a difficult game for Serbia. I hope you're not too harsh. We were the better team today. We got the result that we deserved, and the focus for me was on our performance and not on the Serbian performance.
Hello, Mr. Tuchel. Marko Milenković. First of all, congrats on your massive victory. By the way, this is the largest loss in the history of our national team on our home soil. I have sort of a similar question to my colleague. Were you surprised by our starting 11? Because we were kind of shocked by both the changes in the lineup and the formation. Thank you.
No, not so much. I expected the same formation like against Spain in the Nations League when you played 0-0 at home. It was also a very disciplined 5-4-1. I thought that this would be the formation. It was the formation. You had a very strong bench. You know, it's after a match, it's always easy to criticize, and everyone knows better after the match. But if you kept a clean sheet longer, if we were maybe not in the same shape, in the same performance, and you have a strong bench and can have a huge impact from the bench, this was maybe the game plan. But no, I was not shocked and not so surprised. I thought that this would be the approach from the start. It's our job as coaches to take these decisions, and we always have reasons for these decisions. And I know that not always everyone understands our decisions. I get that, but yeah, I hope you're not too harsh on the team and on my colleague.